Services, representing the needs of senior citizens throughout Staten Island. And we are here today in front of the Midland Avenue Relief Center here in Midland Beach, where Project Hospitality has been distributing food on Midland Avenue since April of 2006. But the food needs in Midland Beach have grown stupendously in this last year because of Sandy. And if it weren't for Eamon, who runs the Midland Avenue Relief Center, there would be no hot food in this neighborhood for hundreds of families that do not have kitchens in their homes yet, or who are not able to cook, for people who are elderly and disabled and homebound in this community who need hot food, and for people who are living here on the margins, who were here before Sandy on the margins, who need a meal to make it through the day. We're here today, November 25th, 2013, because on November 1st of this month, at the beginning of November, the United States of America made the most drastic cuts to the food stamps in our nation's history. Starting this month, more than 47 million Americans will have less money to buy food than they did in October. This is due to a congressional decision 3 years ago to short-circuit an increase in SNAP benefits made in the 2009 American Recovery and Reinvestment Act to both stimulate the economy and to help those who need it most. Though the Great Recession is technically over, the recovery is painfully slow, and we who have survived Sandy know that recovery is even more than painfully slow. Faced with high levels of unemployment in our city, part-time work, stagnant or decreasing wages, resulting in poverty among working poor people, food insecurity, and this decrease in food benefits. All of this together will have a devastating impact on how we celebrate Thanksgiving, how we get through the holidays, and how we feed our families. Today is about a choice: eat or heat, because people are going to be losing up to $37 a month of their food stamps. Are there people here who have used food stamps this month? Did people see a reduction in the number of food stamps you're getting and the amount of money in the last 2 weeks? And Eamon, we want to call up Eamon, and he's going to tell you what he's seeing actually going on right here in this neighborhood. Eamon.
I want to welcome all of you guys. We've been here since last year, since Hurricane Sandy. This community went from middle class to poor community because they lost their houses, they lost everything. So food stamps became very necessary for the people. People who has kids, they need to buy, food supply for the kids. But sometimes, because from November 1st this year, they went down, and the number of people who comes to our community center went up dramatically, from 150 families to a couple hundred families. We were wondering why, but we looked in the paper and we saw that the food stamps, they dropped. So people in this community and all other communities been hurt badly because first the hurricane and now the food stamps, the SNAP went down. So we asked the federal government to help our people, to the Congress to meet again and recalculate their thoughts about this. Because you don't want to push middle class to be poor or poor to be dead. We need them to think about it and ask God of their belief. God, help me tonight. What should I do for the people? Should I cut their food stamps or put something food to there? And God will talk to them. Definitely will talk to them and ask, tell them how to deal with it. And guys, I feel so bad for you guys. And let's be together, and God will help all of us. Thank you.
The U.S. Department of Agriculture estimates that the reduction in your food stamps amounts to 21 fewer meals a month that you're going to be able to pay from those food stamps. Okay? So that means that on the average, you're going to have $1.40 to spend per meal, which is not enough to sustain your health, not enough to help people this month. If you're a person, if you're a family of 2, you're losing $20. If you're a family of 3, you're losing $29. If you're a family of 4, you're losing $36. And where are people going to go to make up that difference? They're going to come to our food pantries, 30 food pantries across Staten Island. They're going to come to our soup kitchens to get that hot meal. They're going to come to this white tent to Eamon. And where are we going to get the money? That's the unanswered question. That's the unanswered question. And how much are we going to be able to put out? This is the first year that we at Project Hospitality have had to buy turkeys because there were not enough turkeys to be able to be given out. Okay? So we need to look to the community, but we want to send a voice back to our national leaders. And let me just say, our Congressman Grin stands on the side of the poor here. He voted against the cuts. We know that. This is not about our congressional people in New York City. This is a message that's got to go back to the entire United States. I heard Congress people stand up and say, we want to cut the food stamps because then people will learn to work. And this way we will share the value of work. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the majority of people on food stamps on Staten Island are working people. And just because they can't put food on the table doesn't mean they work like dogs to provide for their families. They absolutely work like dogs to provide for their families. People are working 2 and 3 and 4 jobs. They're not home in the evening with their children because they're working, because they're making $8 and $9 and $10 and $11 an hour. And that is not enough money. And our economy is built on the backs of people who are making $8 and $9 and $10 and $11 an hour, who cannot feed their family, but they're serving up burgers. And they're washing the dishes in our diners. And they're cutting our grass. And they're doing our security work and keeping us safe, but they don't have enough money to feed their families. So we send a message, especially we send a message to people who want to know if poor people work. Do poor people work?
Yes.
Do working people poor uphold this economy?
Yes.
Okay. And I, as a clergy person, want to send a special message to our national leaders who are religious and those who are particularly Christian on this holiday as Thanksgiving approaches, to remember what was said in the Gospel of Matthew. Jesus' own words. When they ran out of loaves and fishes, Jesus said to his disciple, give them something to eat. Restore the cuts to snap. Give people something to eat.